Good morning, guys. Welcome to the stream. Relentless Stream back on the charts. My name's Peter Crow. I want to show you what we've been doing on stream. So let me just get this set up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over yesterday's trade. So we took another win yesterday. So our last loss was in May. Okay, and it was the first trade we'd taken on stream. So we're doing pretty well on stream, which is, to be honest, this is sort of normal for me. These winning streaks, and then you'll take a loss, and then you'll go back into another winning streak, things like that. So every trade's tracked. Got on YouTube link. Nothing is on the logbook what's not being taken on stream. Okay, so I'll show you that shortly. Let me just get my chat box set up. I'm on most weekdays from 8 AM London session. If you're new to trading and you're watching on TikTok, things like that, and you want to get into trading, reach out to us. I can show you where to get started. Or just do a bit of research yourself, or just keep jumping on these charts. Now, I don't tell you how to set things up, but I can give you tips, ask me questions. I'm here basically in the morning. I'm free of charge if you like, and use me as much as you want. So I've been trading for about 6 years. I've been trading for about 6 years. I used to trade for members in-house, but we started to go onto social media. We're not really that known on social media. I like to think I'm a bit of a grey man in the trading industry, which I like really. I don't like to proper big myself up. My stats speak for themselves. My stats are probably one of the best you can see on YouTube, to be honest with you. But come on, this computer's been in 9 minutes more. Okay. Right, we're done. Let's quickly go over the stats. So we started back on stream in May. So we've had June. We only took one trade in June because we had loads of things going on. But we are we're about 95% win rate because we've only had one loss. And this is calculating the trade in July, which was a -50, but wasn't a loss. That was part of a 3-entry trade. So these 3 trades, the 1186, $1,186, and the $612 was in with that -$54. So it was classed as a win technically, but that's just what it is. So yeah, every trade taken has its own little YouTube link. Okay, nothing comes on here unless it's being taken on YouTube. So keeping all transparency. Why is that done? So yeah, we're absolutely smashing the charts at the moment. We took another trade yesterday, which we grabbed, I believe, is about 50 pips, maybe 50 pips, and then we got stopped out at break-even. But this is what we took yesterday. So just before we go over this, hello. Oh yeah. Okay, just before we go over this, the pairs I trade are gold, NAS 100, and oil on a swing trade. All my trades are took based off around prop firms, so it stays within the rules. So you shouldn't be violating any rules. So if you want to get a funded challenge, by all means, we offer funded challenges here at Relentless as well. So links all in the descriptions. By all means, you can get a funded challenge. Let's get this. Oh, why? We don't want it coming off my phone. We don't not. Again. Why is it doing that? Why is it doing that? Honestly, something different. If there's any computer gurus out there, message me because I'm gonna smash this computer up. It took me ages. I was in here for 20 to 8, yeah. But all of a sudden, my little Wi-Fi antenna, there's no power going to it. Just randomly, like nothing's changed. I haven't moved anything. No power going to it. Just randomly had no power. So I restart my computer, which took 2 days to load up. Now playing on SM. How do I stop this? Now when I put my Spotify on, it's coming through my phone because I've had tunes on this morning. Anyway, right. Okay, so yesterday's trade, we had a what was it for? We got in for sells around, it says 3327. Okay, I took partial around these levels, which is about 50 pips away at 3322. So what we identified is price probably needs to break the lows before coming up. Okay, Now, here's the thing. We broke the lows, but we didn't actually carry on driving to the upside. So we did come down, broke some lows, and we still didn't carry on driving. So this is quite interesting today. Now, I was confident that this wasn't the move to come down yesterday. I think we needed to break the highs again. And I was absolutely right. Okay, we needed to break the highs. We broke highs now. But is this the move? This is what we've got to work out. Is this just the pullback? Or are we going to pull back to our wing back sells? We've got 3 wing back sells on. And we've got... This is where price can reject from. And there's 3 areas where price can reject from off the weekly and the daily. Here, here, and here. Okay? So we've got to work out, are you going to push up or are we going to reject from these levels? That's what we've got to work out. So I think we can look for swoop entries today, which is pretty nice. We're going to do a top down. We're going to get rid of this trade because this is on. This was a swoop entry, so it was low profit. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And that. And then we're going to do a top-down analysis. So every time we come on the charts, we do a top-down analysis, right? And what that does, it tells you the story of the day. And it'll help you get into trades. So we're going to ignore the monthly one because that's not really helping, okay? So top-down analysis, we've got the weekly zone, right? Now, the weekly zone is the purple marks, which is here and here. That is the range we are currently in, right? That is the range we're in, like this. So once we're in the range, then you had 4 candles actually, all respect this level. And then you had a liquidity grab from the upside, okay, back down. And the way price moves, it bounces in between zones, hits the ceiling, hits the floor, ceiling, floor, until it breaks out. And a breakout is just when a candle breaks above that area or below that area. So we've had 4 candles all respect this level now, and we've had a liquidity grab. So what I'm expecting for this weekly to happen is for this weekly to drive down through these ranges all the way down to 3212. That's what I'm after. That's what I'm expecting. Okay. And can this one weekly candle do it? Well, where we get our answers from is from previous data. If you look at all these, one candle can fill the full range. So the answer to that is yes, we can do that. Now, what we're trying to work out is how can we get in on this trade? Yeah. I was expecting a steeper top wick on this weekly, coming up to around 360 levels. That's what I was after. Right? We did tap the wingback area, but we tapped it late and I'd missed it. Yeah. But I'm looking for a re-entry in around them zones. But we're going to have a look on a daily time frame. So we're expecting price to come all the way down to 3212. That's what I'm after. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of this. So if we're after a top wick of the weekly, all we're trying to see is if price can pull back, tap previous support, and then reject to flip to the downside, and then we would have entered in around these levels. So these are still valid until the weekly closes. If we don't get activated on this weekly, then it's a no-go. We just delete them. So how can we get in? And is this the top wick? Is this the only top wick we're getting? That's what we've got to work out. So let's have a look at the lower time frames. How did the daily close? So the daily closed bullish. Now let's have a look at all the times where the daily is closed in and around that area and what price is done next. So if we mark up the daily zones, if we say we've got a zone here, we've got another one there. It's tough, this one, because it's a gap. You still pull back. And this one pulls back to this level. These ones pull back to these levels. This one pulls back and drives up, but still rejects from this level of 3345. We've got another one here, which again pulls back to this level and then rejects after a bullish close and then drives down. What else have we got? I don't know whether I would take these into consideration. We just want the ones what came from these levels, which is here, 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 and here. So that's what we want. We want the ones that have come from the upside down and then rejected. So if we can work out the next zone. So for me, the next zone is, well, you've definitely got a zone here, which we've already tapped. And then we've closed bullish. So if we look at what price has done around these levels, well, every time we came to this level, we then had a bullish close. Got a bullish close, and we got a bullish close. Now, out of them three areas, two have then closed bearish with the next candle, right? Sorry, they've all closed bearish. All closed bearish with the next candle. You've got one more drove down. You've got one more closed doji. And you've got one more closed small bearish. Okay? Now, the thing with all of these candles, well, actually say all of these candles. Yeah, before the next move happened, they all tap 3, 3, 4, 5. So there's your tap. There's your tap. And there's your tap. And then once that's tapped, it then decides what it's going to do. So this one decided to push up. This one decided to drive down. And this one decided to drive down. Yeah? So, what am I expecting today then? Well, I am expecting a tap of this zone today. Even if price wants to drive down, this candle, this previous daily candle, or closed bullish, didn't tap this level. And what tends to happen is price tends to tap that level before making a decision what it does next. Now, the only thing, if let's say price randomly just drives down now, then what I would take into consideration that this pullback is acting as that area being tapped. That's the only thing I can put to it, basically. And we just missed the move. So, if I'm expecting price to come up to 3345 today, could we take buys up? Yes, we could. We could take buys up. In order to take buys up, what would I need to see? Well, what I would like to see is, I would like to see a bottom wick tapping previous support at 3309. Okay, I would like to see a bottom wick tapping 3309, or we look for some swoop entries, breakouts, and make sure we get a decent pullback. If we'd had this, and then we get a breakout to the upside, then we could market execute. But because we haven't had that bottom wick, and let's say we get a breakout to the upside, we would then need a decent pullback and then a flip. Yeah. So we can look for buys or sells today at the moment. Let me just mark this up, because this is an area where also you can reach it. This is the next zone basically. So if we do drive down, yes, we could drive all the way down to these levels, but I'll tell you what, we're going to put this, change this colour. This is where we've got to be looking at taking some partial or going risk free. Okay, so we know the daily can do anything up or down. Let's have a look at the 6 hour. So we had a bullish close. Let me turn the Meraki on with a 6. We had a bullish 6 hour close. We've got an hour and a half still left of this 6. How is this 6 going to close? If this 6 closes bearish, then we would have had a little fake out because this broke a high. To the downside, we could look at sells at that point. If we look at the 6, doesn't really tell us much, guys. It's because it's in. You have got a rejection area on the 6, so we've got this, got this, got this. Where does price pull back to? And then we could look at a. Look at the 4. 4 closed bearish. Didn't close back in the range. Still respecting the support level. You've got this level here. This hasn't broke down. Four again doesn't really tell us much. All we know with the four is you've got a minor level here, which you're now respecting. You haven't closed below that. Got a two has closed bearish. The two is going to close in 1 hour 22. But we haven't. Still respecting this level on the two. If we get a 2 hour close, I might be interested in buys up. Because none of these have broke a high. I would imagine they'd probably break a high. Ideally what I want is just a nice pop out. Nice pop out. So, oh sorry, this is the two. That was the four. My bad. So we closed bullish on the two. We didn't close back below this level. This is disgusting, this though, guys. One is closed bullish. If we had this close 8 o'clock, we probably could have grabbed this on the way up. Close bullish like that. We've broke a high now. Doesn't really mean much. We haven't broke a low. We're literally higher highs, higher lows. Not doing anything at the moment. This is disgusting. Look at this, guys. It's awful. Okay, so what we had yesterday is we know if we go, I think it's the one. If we look at this zone, this is where we think we're at. Right, I'll show you this. Was it this? This one here. So this is what we think we're on, right? We had a rejection around this level, and then price is pushed up. But what happens before price gets up to this level is you then get a break of the low, big drop to the downside. Okay, breaks a prominent low and then pushes up to 3, 3, 4, 5. So I still think we need that to happen, because if you look at price, we're just moving like this up. So what that's doing, yes, we could get all the way up there, but it's going to take a while. But what will tend to happen in order to power up, right? So look at this power up, straight back up, and then we got up there. That's because we broke a prominent low. We haven't really broke a prominent low as of yet. So when price is moving up like this, what you tend to get is a huge drop through all these ranges, and then so could we expect sells to the downside, which we know I would like a bottom wick. So if we go back to the daily, I would like a bottom wick. So could we get doing this, doing this, doing this, doing this? Could we get a huge drop? Break out of these lows. There's your prominent low. Loads of liquidity below here. And then that's the one that comes up. That's exactly what happens on the other area I've just pointed out. So could we exploit that? And if we're going to exploit that, how do we get in? That's the question. How do we get in? Okay. We've got to be careful taking like a 1 hour close, a lower time frame close, let's say below these levels, because we have to rule out fake out. Could we get in? Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this. Unless we're going to push up to this and then just drop through the blow. We haven't broke out. No, bought. Two close bullish. So I imagine this two is going to close bullish as well. I want to see if I can get a swoop entry, like a lower time frame entry. Closed bearish. Still respecting this area. So we've got this area. This is micro trade here. Let's have a look at this. So let me flip this on. So we've got a 15 zone there. Got 15 there. Got a 15 zone there. We've got a 15 zone there. But this is what's difficult. I would like a break of these lows before taking buys up. Or we take a wing back. If we come back down to this level, we could enter for a buy. And if let's say the 15 closes below, we just simply get out where we're at. A swoop entry, so tight stops, low risk. And if the 15 closes respecting and rejects from this area, at least you're going to come back to this. You still might come back down, like, but if this is the push out. Because ideally, to take sells, you've had a forward close, but you closed on a minor support level. You didn't break below. Then you had you're bullish on the 6, so you'd need a 6-hour bearish close. Three hours. You're going to get a fake out on the 3 if the 3 closes bullish. That would really help. Let's see what this 1 does. We can easily break out here. This is what I'm saying. A lot of people would just take a breakout off the 1. So let's say this 1 breaks above that. Okay. You would then need to wait for a steep bottom wick because you'd have to rule out the fake out. And if you get caught in that fake out and tuck back down, then, you know, that could be the move. What comes right down. So you've got to really rule out that fake out, so you need a steep bottom wick. But also, if we look left, that's what all these have done. So that one broke above. Yeah, steep top wick. Could have been activated, took back down. Yeah. Then this one broke above that. So it keeps doing that. So this is what I'm saying. You would need to wait for a steep bottom wick in order to get buy stops above. Could we though? That song in my head. Beautiful song. That's the 4-hour range for me there. Tell you what, if this 4 could pop up and finish off bearish. So if we look left, look at this. This is perfect for a wingback sell. Perfect. And you can make a lot of money. Yeah. This 4-hour, look at this 4-hour here. So at one point, this 4-hour candle, sorry, 6-hour, was like that. At one point, this 6-hour candle was like that. And then within that 6-hour candle, we then rejected and we closed bearish. Now we didn't drive down, but still, that's a huge amount of pips. Really nice amount of pips. How can we get in? But none of these have broke the laws. If the 3 closes like this and I get a bottom wick, we can look to get buys on. But I'd need a steep bottom wick. So that's what we're looking at really. That would be 10 o'clock. Would be 10 o'clock. We might try and find a swoop entry. I just want to have a quick look at NAS, guys. Let's do a quick top down. There's nothing on gold at the moment. Right. Now I want to highlight something. in my session yesterday, remember what I said? Remember what I said yesterday? So price was, what time's that? So price was up here, okay? And if you're on my stream, and this is what I'm saying, if you're just getting into trading, 3 months of these streams and you'll be set. But getting on every day, you'll be set. It's all you need. It's all you need. Trust me. Right? Now, what I identified yesterday is when price pushes up like this and has no pullbacks, what it creates is, it's like, the way I look at support and resistance, it's like walls. It's like a brick wall. And the stronger the wall is, the more touches, so the more support and resistance. So for example, let's say price pushes up, pulls back, pushes up, pulls back. So this creates support and resistance. So you've got resistance, support, resistance, support. Yeah, you've got 2 touches of these areas. So these are like double layer walls. And what this means is if price wants to push down, it can't drive straight through because it's quite strong wall. So you tend to get a break, retest, and you sort of move through like that. Okay. But when price pushes up like this, and all you've got is either support or resistance with only 1 touch on each one. Yeah. 1 touch, touch. It means these walls are like a single layer wall. So what you tend to get is, it means when price drops, it can really just drop straight through. Because it's like a man running through walls. When it's a thin wall, it can run through a lot. When it's a thick wall, it's you can only run through a few, or you might have a few attempts at running through. And if we look what happened, so this is why I didn't take anything on this yesterday, but this is why I had, once we break the highs, which we broke the highs, sells below this level. And you look what price done. Yeah, we broke the high again. Yeah, 1 hour close. But look at all this area. Like I said, we could really drive through this zone. Look what price done. Look at that. 2 candles. 2 candles came through this whole range. And that's because this had no pullbacks. These walls weren't very strong. Crazy, yeah? So I just wanted to highlight that. But yeah, you definitely could have caught some stuff on them, on NAS. So I'll have a quick glance of it. Let's see what we can... It's tough now because we have broke the lows, so we could easily come back up. Oh, the daily close. Daily close bearish. Didn't close back into the range. I have got sells below these levels, but I would need a 6 hour close. This is gone now. Daily, it's tough for the day. I mean, we've had a lovely grab to the downside, but we've got a big gap. We haven't really created anything. This could just be a pullback. I mean, look, daily pullback, gone. 2 candles pullback and then gone. So we could easily just carry on to the upside now. What we could do though, if this daily does flip, we could look at sells below to come and tap previous support, which is this level of 23,261. No, but I wouldn't just get a sell stop on because you've got no bottom wick. So you could have a candle that just pops down, grabs the bottom wick, and then pushes up. How can we get in on this? I don't think I'm very interested in it, guys, to be honest with you. I've sort of done that move. We needed price to come back down to break the low. It's broke the low now. So and plus you've got a reason to come back down. You haven't tapped the range and you got a bottom wick, but you've printed bullish. So is this just a fake out? Because the momentum's bullish. Okay, the momentum's bullish, so this could just be a pullback to carry on. So you've got, it can literally go anywhere at the moment. It doesn't really help. So we're going to leave now. Let's have a quick look at oil, because we're close to another entry on oil. Look at this. That's a lovely push. Now, now we ideally don't want oil to tap this level, okay, because we want to get in. That's our advantage point, right? But because if oil does tap this level, it means we might mess about in here. It means we're not going to be able to get an entry on until we come back down and tap these levels, which we can probably get a wing back buy on at that point. But ideally, I really don't want this weekly to tap this level. How did the daily close? Oh, you little bugger. So the daily closed heavily bullish. Now, could the daily pull back? Could the daily pull back and we get a wing back buy on here? If the daily close below, we're not interested. We're still in on this swing trade, guys. I'm looking for more entries. So could the daily pull back, but then that's not the weekly close and above, is it? That's a weekly rejecting. I think we need a weekly close. We need to wait for this weekly to close bullish. Ideally, we don't want to tap 71.10. It might do because the momentum's there, but we'll just have to reassess. Excuse me. So we'll just reassess from that. Just realised my music's... Oh, that's right. Why? Let me turn this phone off. See if it does it then. Welcome if you're watching on TikTok. It's mad. I mean, the people who are coming on to TikTok, you might not even be in the trade. You might not even know what trading is. And this is what's crazy. People jump on, not realising what you can actually gain from it. And maybe because I'm the wrong person to promote it, because I'm just very laid back and chilled. And that's, yeah. But I think that's what you need to be like in trading. You don't realise what Forex can do for you. Well, look at my stats. I even showed the sort of money as well. This is what if you had a 50k account, if you had one 50k account, right, funded account, this is the, and you took all my trades on stream, this is the money you'd be making each month. Each month. We only had one trade in June. Wasn't that much, but this is one 50k account. Imagine if you had three. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, maybe I don't do it justice. Maybe that's why people jump on and jump off. Because we get a lot of people who jump on and then they jump off. Maybe because I'm not like, whoa, look at all the money I've made, like these Americans. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, drop some sauce. All that type of shit. So yeah. Let's go back to gold. Yeah, so we're close on oil. We'll see how the weekly closes. Now let me see if this plays. What the fuck? My phone's turned off. That's not. Did turn off. I'm sure it did. Right, the phone is off. There we go. We're on. Now turn the phone back on. Morning, guys. Welcome to the stream. Duffy, how you doing, geezer? Good to see you, mate. Hope you're keeping well. Welcome to the stream. I don't know if you've seen the stats from stream, but we haven't had a loss since May. Our last loss was in May. I don't know how to work TikTok. I'm new to it. I don't even know how many people are watching. Wagwan Crow Bag. How you doing, mate? Who is that? That's not Satchel, is it? Is that Satchel? Would it be Satchel? No, it's not Satchel. What do you say, Wagwan? Probably not. He's Dutch. Who is it? Come on, use a 7. No, who is it? It's obviously someone who games with us. War Dog, maybe? War Dog. Baby Bell. all these names. Who is it? Come on. No. Ooh, Cheese Zone. Could be Cheese Zone. Would Cheese Zone say Wagwan? Probably not. Hofmadoma. Lol Hoof. That's what they'll probably say. No. Oh, mate, you're going to have to tell me. I haven't got time for this. But, well, actually, we are waiting for an entry on gold. Grab some money today. Who is it? Come on. You're going to tell me or what? Negative Ghost Rider. That's... Oh, is it? Oh, is it there? Negative Ghost Rider. Tells me it's someone. Someone who I know personally. Don't know. You're gonna have to tell us, mate. You're gonna have to tell me. How are you getting on, Duffy, anyway? How's your trading going, mate? One hour left of this 3. What if this 3 flipped to the downside now? Which it could do. Ah, it's a NATO. Nate. Also known as NATO. Nope. Who is it? I don't know. It's just down as user 734828106. So if this 3 does flip, which I'm not saying it will, but if it does flip, could we see a break of these lows? So if we got a sell stop, say below that, what is, and that's the advantage point. Stops above the high, what is that? 12 pips. In order for that to flip though, what would we need to see from the 1? Means the 1 would need a huge drop. Like that. You see that? Young boy! Right, is it Rye? Ryan. That's the few channel has funded accounts, but then blew them, so getting closer, yeah. Yeah, right, boy. Funny, mate. Yeah, that's what happens. But you got the thing with getting funded and blowing them. You will do that, Steve. You will. It's normal. It's normal to blow a funded account. But, and I said this the other day, is the way the trading's got to be long term. So it'll be long term. So you get an account. It takes ages to pass. But as that's moving forward, you get another account. And then that's following up. So if you do blow this one, you've got another one coming, and then another one coming, and then you don't blow, and then before you know it, you've got 3-4 accounts all funded. You might blow one now and again or whatever, but it's about the long term. So people think about trading, they get on, and they want to be rich quick, and it just doesn't work like that. It does not work like that, unfortunately. Got to be a long term system. No, you definitely get, if you're passing challenges, mate, you're definitely getting there. How many trades do you take in a day? There's another key point where I see a lot. People take too many trades, far too many trades. We could look at sell below here. So I'll take one trade a day really. I rarely take two, but I might have two positions open on one setup, or three positions. I mean, we've got 3 wing back sells on gold at the moment. We've got pending orders on gold, but we're just waiting for them to get activated. But it's rare that I'll take any more. One trade a day literally is all you need, trust me. And you'll find that you'll be more profitable. 2, 3, but times 1 below, it was more, so that's the reason. Yeah, try and do one trade a day, because when I first started getting profitable, right? So your logbook, this is like changing subject. Your logbook's very, very key. Your logbook, and people are lazy, they don't do the logbook, right? But the reason they don't do it is because they just can't be asked and they think they'll remember. Your logbook's not for you now. Your logbook is for you in 6 months' time to look back over your losses and go, okay, can I find a pattern in them losses what I can get rid of? So for example, it might be 70% of your losses might be on a certain pair. That's what happened with me. I used to trade GJ. So, and the majority of my losses were on GJ. So I just got rid of GJ, I stopped trading it. Or it might be every time I trade on a 4 hour, 60% of my losses are on a 4 hour. Okay, I'll just stop trading 4 hour time frame. And one of the highlights what I noticed is 90% of my losses were either the second or third trade. It was very rare I lost my first trade of the day. So what did I do? I just started taking less trades and only took one a day. And that was like the tipping point, because profitability is here. It's on a little pivot, right? This is profitability. This is consistently profitable. There's difference between profitable. Anybody can say they're profitable, right? Because you could be profitable 1 month, but then you can tip back to being unprofitable. I'm on about long-term profitability, right? It's on a scale, and you can tip something little change can tip you into being consistently profitable, but you don't know that, because you might do that one thing for 2 months and have 2 profitable months, and all of a sudden you might change it a tad and you tip back to unprofitable. So it's on this little pivot like that, and it's trying to identify how do I get rid of my losses. And if you keep working out how do I stop my losses, you soon tip to that scale, you soon tip over, and it could be that one trade a day. So if you think about it, your first trade is your first decision is the most clearest and purest decision of the day. Any decisions after that is diluted, especially if you take 4 or 5 trades, yeah, it gets more diluted and more diluted. So your first trade's always the clearest trade. And when you're dealing with a lot of money, you're trading, yeah, or you're on a challenge or whatever, you want the most clearest decisions. Like no man's land, exactly. Bye. See you later, right? Well, alright, Perry, how you doing, mate? So yeah, mate, I hope you get it, man. I hope you get it. There's a guy who I mentor now, he has private sessions with us. He hasn't been trading very long. He passed a challenge on the trade we took on Monday. If you watch my stream back on Monday, he passed a full challenge without one trade, which was nice. But he's gonna blow that account. He's fairly new into trading. So, and I know you passed the challenge early on, quite early, didn't you? And that is puts you way ahead of people. You are way ahead of people. But remember, the average trader takes about 4 years. I do think we've sort of halved it between 2 and 3 years. But you've got to expect, if you're getting into Forex trading, don't get in unless you're willing to put in 4 years. Simple as that. It's not going to work. You might make some money, fast money, but over a long term, you'll lose more than what you make unless you're very lucky and you go 10 lots on NFP. Yeah, so you're knocking on the door now. And I know what you'll be going through. And also the peer pressure from family members. This is why I sort of don't really talk about trading with my personal friends and family. Don't tell them. Don't talk, because I just keep it. Even in trade, I mean, I just start back on social media, but nobody knows us. We don't get many viewers at all, and I'm not bothered. Trading's boring, and people jump on and keeps me company. Look, I'm waiting for gold now. Can't do anything else, just sat here. So I'm a bit of the grey man in the industry, but my stats are unreal. Stats are unreal. Probably one of the best on YouTube, but people doesn't look at them because I'm a bit of a grey man with it. But it will bring you to your knees, and Forex is going to bring you to your knees. I know you're probably going through that now. It can literally bring you to your knees, and do you know what it is? It needs to bring you to your knees in order to get there. I don't think you can become a consistently profitable trader unless it hasn't brought you to your knees, where you're broken and you're like, fucking hell, what am I doing? I can't do this. I'm so pissed off. I'm so frustrated. Yeah, don't tell people about it. This is why we changed Relentless from an MLM to not an MLM, because Forex and MLM do not go together. It's just a distraction. Yes, I could be rich overnight if I turn this into an MLM, but it's not why I do it. So just keep yourself to yourself, pluck away of it in the background. You've got no pressure then. Yeah, you've got no pressure on it. Keep working. Don't think I need to quit my job. This is another thing. Forex is so hard if you're desperate for money. So hard. So I say to people, if you can put Forex around your job, yeah, and then when Forex starts giving you the money consistently, then you can look to leave your job. But yeah, man, just doubt will creep in. You'll start getting battered. You'll think you're not worthy. You'll start getting depressed. You'll start dreaming about charts, frustrated with yourself, lower your confidence and everything. And that's why 99% of traders don't make it. I'm completely putting people off trading, you know. Why do we trade? Why do we trade? I'll tell you why. Because there's nothing like trading. If you can make it work for you, right? There's no other. I got on the chart at 8 o'clock. I'm done 10, 11 o'clock. Got the rest of the day sorted. Yes, I do other stuff, which Forex has given me the freedom to do other stuff. But the quality of life once you get there is just outweighs all the pain and suffering. Almost there you are, man. I need to head off, mate. No worries. Good to see you again, mate. Stay strong, Duffy. Stay strong, mate. You'll get it. You'll get it. Okay, we're 9:10, guys. We've got our wing back sells on. We've still got these areas. I'm trying to see if we can grab buys up or sells down. The way price has moved at the moment, you've got to be very careful taking either, because you've had fake outs to the downside and then price carried on. You had another break to the downside and then price carried on. So if we break to the downside, we'd have to wait for a steep top wick in order to get sell stops underneath to sell. If we break out to the upside, we'd need a steep bottom wick to rule out the fake out back to the downside, because we broke out again. So we don't want to get tucked down either way. So we've got to be careful. I'm going to be on till 10. That's about it really. And if we haven't seen anything, then I'll probably call it. We've still got the wing back sells on. I'm going to see if we can get a swoop entry of some sort. So if this, let's say this 15. I mean, look at that. 3 minutes. I mean, look at it. It's absolute. Look at this range, guys. Minging. Look at all them areas where with prices tapped. Tell you what we can do. It's a 5 line. We haven't broke a low. I might take a 7 with that. Okay, we might have a swoop entry on this. Very low risk, just in case we reject them here. 3 minutes left to this 15. Guys, I think it's a 5. if I can pop it a bit further. What? We could have took a swoop entry, but I think I've missed it, guys. My bad. Is this 15? The previous 15's bearish. Like, what give us the... Can't really see this driving up because you haven't broke any lows. Now it's happened. If the one closes out. Can we tap? I don't really like it, but I tapped it. Fifteen's the next candle to close. Let's see what this 15 does. Okay, so if this 15, let's say this 15 breaks above here. Got a 15 zone. This level. If the next 15 close back in, we'll sell. And stops will just be the high, so it'll be low risk. Okay, I'll literally only be risking about $100. Right, it won't be much at all on a 50k account. We could have took this swoop entry, this wing back sell, but we've missed the move really. Can't really do that, but I need a 15-minute break above. Let's see what this 5 does. So there's the 15 break above. We could probably take the 5 actually. It broke out. If the 5, so if the 5 can close back below this level, I'll look to get in. The sells. And basically what this would be is stops would just be the high, literally, like but I'd be low risk on it. And that was us. That would be us saying, okay, well, if we think the 15 is going to close back in, 15 is going to start coming back down to fill the rest of this range. So the way I'm looking at it, is this is just another fake out to the upside, come back down. Like, why would we drive? Why would price just carry on up now? Why would it carry on when this didn't break a low? So this one broke a low, so why didn't that carry on? I think we need to break a low. So if we can get 5 close. I mean, to be honest with you, I would just love price to pop, absolutely pop, tap, and just pull straight back. Because this is my actual trade. This way I've got 0.5% risk on this one. Just not sure this is the is this the breakout? We take that 5. I don't think I'm going to take this. If I get a 5 close back below, that would initiate the... That would probably tell you that you're going to get a fake out on the 15. So if this 15 goes something like that, if let's say this 15 is going to end up like that, what would the 5s look like? So if the 15 is going to end up like that, what we would have is this 5 bearish, bearish. You might have a doji on that one, bearish, and that's for that 15 to look like that. So if we can get the 5 close back in, might just be a fake out to the downside, but because we'd be low risk, stops would just be the high, and we would be expecting the 15 to close bearish back into this range. And then if the 15 closes bearish in this range, why are we closing there? There's only one reason. We need to come and break a low or tap at least this level. So there's our advantage point. There is the next candle to close. The 30 is still down here, hasn't closed yet. So we might not actually move until the 30 closes. So the 30 might break out, like so. And then the next 30 might be the one that comes back down. But that means the 5 wouldn't close back in. It means we've got 3 5-minute candles left before the 30 closes. So the 30 might want to close out. It means we're not going to close back below on this 5. It means it would be the 30 what does it. Interesting. Jesus Christ. So we're just waiting, guys. We've got 3 sell stops. Sorry, sell limits on this. We're seeing if we can get some trades up. Ooh, good. Oh dear. Look at this 15 now. What are you doing? 15. 8 minutes left. Let's pause. Ooh, look at this 15. What's a 30 going to do? I think we need a 30 to close though. So the 30 is probably going to close, and then you're probably going to get a top wick. So I don't think we're going to take this 35 minutes. If the 5 does close below. Look at that. You little shit bag. You little shit bag. So if we can get a bearish 5, then... yeah, I don't think this is going to be the one. I think we've got to wait for the 30 to close. We're going to have to see how the 30 closes. If it closes respecting, fantastic. Yeah. We'll wait for a top wick and look for sells below. So we might have a trade in 6 minutes, guys. Okay, welcome. Welcome. And I'll only be on this because it's so I'd only be risking $100. That's it. $100 to make maybe 300-400. Did the 5? I don't. Yeah, no, nice rejection. Okay, this is the last 5-minute candle of the 30. So let's see what this where this 30 is going to land. Ooh, bro, breaking the highs, nice. Three minutes, guys. 5's flipped. Oh, look at that. Look at the 30 now. This would be the 15 closing back in. Can we get a top wick with a new 30? It's going to be swoop entry, guys. It's going to be low risk. So I need a top wick. I need a top wick. If I can get a top wick to there with a new 30. It's a lovely close on the 30. If I don't get the top wick, it's not for me. It's not my trade to take. I ideally want a top wick first. This is the thing. What would this be on the hour? Oh, what? The hour doesn't look. It looks like now the hour needs to close up there. We're not really going to drive down. Can the 2 flip though? Four could flip. That's what we don't want. Right. What are you doing? Oh, it's a nice flip. Because if you look at the hours, well, for the previous hour, it's not stopped at any support level. So, I don't think it's happening, guys. I think we're best off waiting. I'm just not sure we're going to drive down now. I think it's because the hour needs to close. So if the hour close is respected, then I could then see a drop with the next hour. But I can't see this hour flipping to the downside because the previous hour is not respecting any support. There's nothing stopping it. So I really don't like it now. Means we'd have to wait for the hour. So the 4's going to close soon as well. Yes, guys, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it today. We've still got three sell limits on. Got an area here, area here, area here. What I need to see in order to take buys up, ideally, is a break of some lows here. We know price can come down, right? Break the lows, and then that's what comes up. But in order to get the sellers down, you ideally want to break these lows in order to come down. So it's like you're gonna have to wait a couple more hours really for that to happen. So and I'm not spending all day on it. It would be all day. I used to spend all day on it, especially on YouTube. It used to be on for hours and hours and hours. So we've got our wingback sells on, and remember, price can easily drive through any of these, right? But we've got our wingback sells on. I just want to identify. Take partial on the first one. Three, two, eight. That's here. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna shoot off, guys. Have a fantastic day. I'll be back on tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get activated today. We will see. Remember, these are still valid until the weekly closes. So fantastic day. I'll see you tomorrow. Toodaloo. See you later, guys. Thanks for watching.